Why are you doing this? Why? Isn't the universe big enough for both of us? What is wrong with you people? We could work together. Why be enemies? Because we're different? Is that why? Think of the things that we could do. Think how strong we would be. Earth and Mars together. There is nothing that we could not accomplish. Think about it. Think about it. Why destroy when you can create? We can have it all, or we can smash it all. Why can't we work out our differences? Why can't we work things out? Little people. Why can't we all just get along?
Welcome everyone to Flyby Films. This is our second annual Spooktober Festival of Spooks. I'm here with my co-host Jamison Barsotti, the artist formerly known as Barsotti before he corrected me on the first episode, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And I still hold a little bit of resentment towards that. I would have thought at this point, as long as I've known him, that I would have heard him say his last name and said it properly. Apparently, he chose never to reveal the saying of his last name.
I like to keep
Don't worry.
I like to keep my friends guessing. So
that's fair. That's fair. And it's fitting for Spooktober. What are your thoughts on the exchange of the word spook with spoop? I myself am for it. I like the word spoop.
I like the word spoop. I hate the exchange.
Okay.
I hate
it. That's an interesting take. So what is it about the exchange that you don't like?
I'm gonna give you a thought. So the K sound, the K, is a very strong, striking, piercing sound. P is it's round. It's soft and softening. Do you know those lawn decorations? I think they got popular first at Christmas time, where they're actually like inflatable, like Santas and Grinches and things like that. Yeah, so it's this use of air to kind of inflate and create these 3-dimensional objects. Fine. Christmas time, yeah, sure. They're kind of annoying, but they work. Maybe. If that's what you're into. They've started infiltrating Halloween decorations. And Blake, I hate them. They suck. Because, to be honest, round things aren't scary. I mean, sure, you could find examples. The Blob, like, okay, these are corner cases. But, like, they're not even real corner cases because corners are pokey. And pokey things, sharp things, knives, fingernails.
Mm-hmm.
These are scary. Things that can pierce. Things that can dig in. Those are scary. This is the geometry of horror, if you will. Round things aren't scary. And the spoopification of Halloween is just more round things infiltrating what should be sharp.
That's a surprisingly thoughtful take on that. I mean, I think you've convinced me to never use spoop again.
But
my wife will be relieved because I have a propensity to go into the room that she's working in and being like, wife, I just spooked myself. And she's like, no, you didn't. You did not spoop yourself. Stop saying it. Stop saying it.
Did you just spoop your pants?
Exactly. I think it's hilarious because it can double as, I think I spooked myself, but also I pooped myself.
Yeah.
And so it's like that double, like, it's a double meaning, and I love it.
Yeah. And I have to give it that. Like, any word that can fit the word poop into it is worth its weight in gold.
But maybe I agree. I think we should keep it outside of October.
Yeah. So
use it for the rest of the year, but use spook during October.
Yeah.
Like honor Saiwan, the season of the witch, and make sure that, you know, we celebrate penis stabbing and vaginal teeth and all the things that are sharp and scary and bodily. Yeah.
I think, again, sharp things.
I think you're right. I'm glad we've come to an agreement on this. I'm really proud of us. So,
if you're going to do Halloween decorations, don't litter your house with round things. They're not scary.
Things.
They're not scary.
Which is kind of a problem because, I mean, one of the central designs of Halloween is the pumpkin, which is round-ish.
Yeah, but what do we do to those pumpkins to make them ready for Halloween?
We draw sharp faces on them.
We put sharp faces on them. We stick them with knives. Yeah.
It's like, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like a slow death of roundness.
Yeah. It's
I like it. Okay. All right. I'm on board. I like this. I like where this is going.
Yeah. So
Jamison, do you ever feel like this is our second Halloween extravaganza with this podcast? And we have gone with my idea on both of them. How does that make you feel?
Wait. I guess just confused because I actually thought that the found footage, I didn't remember it being specifically your idea, but I'm also not trying to steal it from you.
No, for some reason I thought it was like I had been the first one to mention it. Now you expounded on it. Like it was clear that you were like, no, I like the idea, and so like, how about we do this?
Yeah.
But maybe I'm misremembering.
No,
that never happens. By the way, like memories are stone cold facts. They cannot be shaped by the context we live in or the mental deterioration of our brain matter.
And we've never talked about this topic on the podcast before.
Nope, never.
Not
at all.
Yeah, I guess the first one was your idea, and I'll give you that. And it was, I thought it was fun, and I didn't have any other ideas.
It wasn't good though. It wasn't good. None of the movies were good.
Well, I actually like the we're all going to the World's Fair. But it wasn't scary.
I mean, it was well made, but it wasn't good.
All right. I'll give you that. It wasn't scary. It didn't end up filling me with terror by the end.
Yeah.
But it was the best of the movies. I think.
Oh, hands down. Yeah.
I think this time around, I feel like there was a particular movie that we are going to be covering later on that we both are fans of. And this was kind of what started this talk about doing this. So we already know that there's at least one good movie in the bunch.
Yeah. Well, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe I got that idea or I got that thought from the fact that we talked about that movie. And then I pushed the idea, and then we kind of expanded. Maybe it was more collaborative than I remember it being.
Yeah, I think it was pretty collaborative. That's how I remember it. But even if like you were the first person to say it, it resonated with me, and we took it, and we both kind of agreed. So this one, I don't think it was as one-sided as far as like.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I mean, I was starting to feel really bad. I was like, I don't want to bogart
Halloween.
Halloween for Jamison every year. I want him to be a co-owner of the podcast.
Yeah.
Every way.
Well, I guess here's a secret. Halloween's fine, and I like horror a lot. Like it, I'm a horror fan. It's probably my favorite specific genre of movie. But Halloween is not my favorite holiday. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
Oh my gosh, you and my wife. I don't get it.
Thanksgiving doesn't have the extreme pressure of Christmas. But it's about eating. I mean, I don't know what is not to love about a holiday built around eating food. Like, yeah, okay, we could talk all we want about the cultural issues and the problematic.
Wait, there's cultural issues?
Problematic histories. No, I don't. But like a holiday that like on its face is about being grateful and eating food, just that
and eating a shit ton of it.
That fills me with so much giddy excitement. And then just the fact that like if you do it right, you could be around people that you like and share those things with that group. I also like making food, so like it everything about it tickles me, and It's my favorite. So, you guys can have Halloween. My wife, she gets Halloween. I'll take Thanksgiving.
Man, I honestly don't know what to do with this information. I was about to make a joke right after you said that Thanksgiving doesn't have the pressure of Christmas, and then I was gonna say, and it also doesn't have any of the fun of Halloween. But I didn't get it in, and so I'm kind of pushing it in, so that in all my righteous indignation. Yeah, I'm a Halloween guy through and through. Like, I agree. Thanksgiving is good because of the food. And if I'm not a holiday person in general, so the fact that I even like Halloween should be impressive.
I'm impressed.
I would say that if I had to choose a second place, it would be Thanksgiving, simply because of the food. So yeah, I get it. I think it's weird, but I get it.
Yeah, as long as you're not stressing out, which, some people stress out about Thanksgiving. Give them their space, let them figure out their shit. As long as you're not stressing out, it's a very low stakes holiday. It's an excuse to get together. It is just eat food, watch football if that's your thing. The one thing I hate about Thanksgiving it isn't even about Thanksgiving is Black Friday. Get that shit away from Thanksgiving. Just stop trying to make it a consumer holiday. Just sell people turkeys. That's the market. That's your goal. Just make money off turkeys.
Capitalism has already screwed us over because they made a whole holiday around a bird that is dry as shit.
Yeah.
So, they're already winning. Like, why do they need the Friday after Thanksgiving?
Yeah, we're all suckers anyway. You've sold us this dry-ass bird, and we're all happy for some reason about it.
And we find new and impressive ways to fail at giving it moisture.
Yeah. No, I also agree. Like, turkey is not a good meat. But,
no.
Slather that shit up with gravy and cranberry sauce. And
stuffing.
Oof. Stuffing. And then you don't even taste the turkey. You just taste the stuff around it, and you get protein. So it's great. Anyway,
and hopefully you're part of one of those families that chooses to do ham instead of turkey, like my family did.
I have been involved, and my mom did used to do that. I don't think I've made a ham and a turkey before, as far as mine. But this year, I am going to have a pretty big gathering at my house. And for those who don't know, my son's birthday is close to Thanksgiving. In fact, it is.
Yeah, it is.
It is going to be on Thanksgiving next year. So we're going to be doing a birthday party for him kind of around that time as well. And then Seamus is also nearby, but I don't think he ever gets to be on Thanksgiving because his is in December, right?
Yes. Mine is closer to Thanksgiving than his by day. So I expect to have to be celebrated in the Barsodi house after Thanksgiving and after Hazel. So I appreciate that, and I was really stunned that you said that you were going to make the day about me. So
yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Well, hey, I'm good with it. If it works for you,
we'll set aside one present for you, one of Hazel's presents.
I didn't think I was that impressive of a person, but whenever you get a text saying, "Hey, November 30th, it's a national holiday in the Barsodi house. It's Blake Day." who am I to complain?
Yeah,
Do what I can. Can what I do.
It's your third favorite holiday, right? Blake Day?
No, actually, if I could go, that's part of the reason why I was hoping my son was going to be born on my birthday, so I would never have to celebrate it again. And he failed. So I look forward to the many more failures in his life.
Well,
just kidding. I love the kid to death.
At least he succeeded in going to sleep, right?
That is true.
Yeah.
That is very true. Yeah. Well, he was being precious tonight.
Yeah. Oof.
So yeah, we decided to skip ahead 9 years with this movie.
Yeah.
It's almost like nothing interesting happened in the found footage world of horror films
since Cannibal Holocaust.
Which I find odd because I mean, like you said on our Cannibal Holocaust episode, like this, it was a novelty. Like it's unique.
So, I will say, and this is where I'm going to explain, this movie makes a change, right? A change from Cannibal Holocaust, where we are now seeing found footage in the sense that we think of found footage. Like if you're
without commentary,
without commentary, without any sort of like setup that as to like why we're watching this thing. If you're familiar, if you watch like the VHS movies, like the conceit,
which I love,
really,
except for Viral. Don't like it.
Yeah,
and I haven't seen the last 2 or 3 because I don't give a shit. The first 2, I'm a fan.
Yeah, there are some good ones in there. I don't think I've liked a full one through all the way. Liked every aspect.
I think the only one that I just absolutely adore all the way through is the first.
Okay, and maybe I'm not remembering all the ones. They all blur.
Yeah. It's easy to blur.
But like those movies, I think encapsulate what we think of when we think of found footage. I explained it on the earlier episode where like you go to Goodwill, you find tapes, you get them, and some people, this was like a hobby that people had. I think it's becoming less and less available to be a hobby. Because we have just less and less VHSs, but there's still probably pockets of this stuff out there that you can find, and and the idea was you'd find these things and they would be these tapes that someone recorded and they'd contain this horror on them. And one thing I did a little bit of research where consumer camcorders weren't really even a thing until like the mid 80s. And so Cannibal,
like 86, 87.
Yeah. Cannibal Holocaust wasn't in that style. It was a documentary film crew. Mm-hmm. So, they used that conceit to make it work. Unless a movie was going to do that, we really didn't even have like the cultural idea of like a random person making, filming something out of the ordinary. And that's kind of the unique contribution, I think, of the McPherson Tape, which is what we're talking about now, or as it's actually titled, UFO Abduction.
Yeah. I like McPherson Tape much better.
McPherson Tape is a much stronger name. Also, at no point does UFO Abduction show up in the movie.
No.
But what does show up is a big title that says McPherson Tape
Yeah,
at the beginning.
exactly.
And I read a little bit about how, like, yeah, people are confused about the name of it. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Like, of course we're all confused about it, because at no point is it clear at all that this would be called UFO abduction. Like,
Well, and then you put on top of that, the director of this film remade it 10 years later.
yes.
I'm like, that's an interesting choice.
I was actually going to ask you earlier in the week, and did get around to it, because who has time, if you wanted to watch that one, because I had actually heard online that it was a much better movie.
Oh, well, I'm sure it is.
I'm
because
sure
of the technology and stuff. I mean, yeah. I mean, I would have probably watched it if you had, tossed it out there earlier. Yeah. I mean, okay. Let me put it this way. I was pleasantly pleased with this film within the first 5 to 10 minutes of it, because I think they nailed what is good about found footage. And it is pulling off what seems to be candid, real characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really enjoyed the banter and the liveliness of the birthday party.
Yeah.
And the different people that were there, and the mother, who was clearly an alcoholic, started drinking again,
Yeah.
as we find out later. And, the sons, and, of course, the guy filming is the youngest. He's in college, and he's kind of the one that gets shit on the most by his 2 older brothers and all this stuff. And you've got the girlfriends and the wives, and of course the daughter, who is celebrating her 5th birthday, I think it was, and yet she looks way older than 5.
Yeah,
but
definitely looked like a 10-year-old.
That's me. Yeah. I would have said about 9, 10, 8 at the youngest. But yeah, I really was like, okay. I mean, even if they pull a Blair Witch move and they show jack shit for an hour, like, I could live in this world. This seems like a family that is enjoyable enough to carry an hour of footage, because it's only an hour long.
It's
maybe
only an hour, yeah.
And thank God, because you like, as much as I like this family, and I like the banter and stuff, I mean, you're waiting for the shoe to drop, and when it drops, it is the most underwhelming
It's so bad
drop of all time.
Oh my god!
It happened. It literally looks like the missing people of the family got dressed outside of the house as aliens and walked in, and you're like, this is not scary at all. It's not even mildly interesting in, like, any kind of special effects kind of way, or it was really poorly done.
Yeah.
But I'll give them credit, because, like I said, I enjoyed the characters. And so I didn't hate the movie. Did I come out of it thinking it was a great horror film? No. It's a piss poor one. But I mean, I don't know. What are your thoughts?
So, I think I'm gonna kind of, go off of what you said, which is like, they nailed the aesthetic of a homemade video. Like,
Yeah.
For it being like the first of its kind, the first found footage where we're actually now dealing with amateurs, you know, the conceit being amateurs making this movie, and consumer grade, you know, holding the camera and stuff. I found the attention to detail, very, like, ironically, very technically competent. Like, which it's not a very technical movie. Like, and that's the hallmark of the found footage genre, but just the adherence to making it feel like that was very, very good, especially in such a young technology, you know, that they were able to pull that off, that they had clearly, like, watched home movies before and, like, you know, really put their mind to the test. Like, how are we going to recreate this?
Yeah.
I also think that that's a huge detriment to this movie because I love my family. I love my wife's family. But when I sit down to watch home videos, I don't think I could watch a home video for an hour. Like, the same one. Like, we fast forward around. We jump around to, like, the high points, to the different memories. And maybe that'll change. Maybe I move at a faster pace than I should be, and, you know, I should just let these memories wash over me. I don't know. But it is kind of painful to watch sometimes and very boring. And you couple that with what you already said, Blake, about how the aliens just look like they went to a Spirit Halloween store, grabbed 3 alien costumes, put them on, and, you know, that the story was that was what the missing people, you know, in the movie were. And you know, it's even like a well put together shot too, and that's what's what's disappointing is, like, it's the very last shot, and it would be creepy if they just found creepy costumes, or even just made these characters shadows. Like, and you know, maybe there's, like, a consistency issue because they had already shown the aliens at one point too. But, like, okay, just don't show them. Like, pull Blair Witch until the very end. It just, you know, I mean, it almost felt like they just weren't expecting it to be anything, and they were like, oh, okay, just shoot it anyway, you know. So those are my feelings. I think I probably have less good feelings towards it, but I understand the positives that you're trying to, you know, put towards it, and I resonate with your big criticism of it, and I think absolutely so.
I think what's, like you said, it being a competent version or example of found footage is like when the first 15 minutes of the movie, probably, where they're sitting around the table, they're bantering and all this stuff, and Michael, who is the point of view that we have, is, like, constantly, like, shifting his camera down to his plate of food, and he's, like, fucking with the focus. I'm like, that is, of course that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like, you've got this brand new piece of technology, and you're just screwing around with it. Like, you're just like, what actually can I do with this? Like, it's small stuff like that I'm like, yeah, this feels real to me.
Yeah.
Like, this feels like this guy is like, he's like, look at what I got. Like, look at this piece of technology that I like laid down this money for, and like, I'm messing around with, seeing what I can do with it. And yeah, man, it's a lot of build, and just it's a massive letdown.
Yeah.
Whenever you do see anything, I honestly, this is another movie that, to a lesser extent, has had a reputation in my world for being, kind of quote unquote great film. I think it's all bullshit. I don't think this is a great film at all.
No.
I think it's a real turd. But give credit where it's due. Like, they nailed the aesthetic, and I think the aesthetic is what people latch onto with this film.
Yeah.
You don't watch it for the scares. You don't watch it for the good effects. You don't watch it for anything else. You watch it because it's a historical event where there's a filmic philosophy being created here.
Mm-hmm.
And my question, and this is gonna get in the weeds, so feel free to be like, no, I'm not answering this shit. The big question for me with found footage, and I think this is why I ultimately like VHS, is we're supposed to go into a lot of these films seeing this footage with no commentary, with no like setup or anything like that. We're just watching what has been found. And my question has always been, well, who has found it? How are they showing it? Why are they showing it? Like, what's the drive? Like, what is the big question mark of, like, why is this being shown? Who is finding such things? And I think what I like about VHS is that they do this whole, like, wraparound story
Mm-hmm.
that escalates to lesser, like, the first two movies, I'd say they do a good job of it. They kind of lose the thread.
Yeah.
After that, what they do is this kind of secret, like, underground videotape collection, cabal
Mm-hmm.
of people who, like, ask or get people to go search, like, abandoned houses and stuff to find videotapes, specific videotapes that are snuff films, ultimately. Mm-hmm. And shit happens, of course, whenever these people go try to get these videotapes. And that's how they set up the VHS anthologies, is they're trying to find the right tape that this collector wants. And you see all the tapes that they're watching and all this stuff. And so, like, that is a fascinating answer to the questions I've always had.
Mm-hmm.
And so part of me is like, what is that switch between Cannibal Holocaust and McPherson Tape? Like, taking that commentary away, presenting the content by itself as a film. Like, what actually happens there? Like, does it make it more personalized? Does it make it more, quote unquote, factual? What does it do? Like, why is this specific subgenre constantly compelling to us?
I have a theory, and
okay.
I've thought about this before, but I've tried to clarify some of these things. Blake, have you ever played with a Ouija board?
I have not. Surprisingly. No,
yeah,
I have not.
I've never played with a Ouija board. I remember, I grew up in a conservative Christian household, Ouija was forbidden.
Yeah.
And it was, it was thought of as conjuring up the devil, but I remember the moment when I saw it advertised in a Toys R Us magazine or a ad, and I was like, wait, this is a Ouija board? Parker Brothers has the secrets to talk to hell, the forces of hell, and it lost all power there. And gotcha. I think you've seen The Ring before. I think
both versions, the original and the remake.
Yeah, and it's kind of, it's an interesting film, and I think there's some connections in what the story the film is talking about, and then also our fascination to found footage. But one thing that movie does that's maybe more like this Cannibal Holocaust type thing is the film itself, and this is the connection to Ouija, is like a student project film. Like, it somehow captures evil from because someone had imbued it with evil, and I think that's maybe a little more unbelievable to me. What's compelling about found footage, and what's compelling about something like McPherson Tape, where no commentary, it's randomly captured, is there's this element of chaos, which I think I associate with something closer to evil. Like, maybe it did have the opportunity to capture something truly, truly evil or horrific or terrifying on it, because it wasn't someone trying to spoopify an idea on film. It's real, it's raw. And I think that switch from Cannibal Holocaust, where you felt like it was very set up, it felt very set up. It, the whole idea was that the documentary crew was setting everything up anyway, and there's meta commentary, but then you can see the filmmakers of the movie kind of reaching in with their meta fingers pointing at, like, you better learn this lesson. So it doesn't, the horror comes from the things that they are clearly showing you, and it's made up. This one, there is this wild sensibility to it, that you have come across this thing that has a secret horror to it. And I guess that's the difference between like a Ouija board and coming across like an actual demon possession from just a random, person or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's right. And I like the idea of the chaoticness. Because I think that's what draws me to found footage. Even Blair Witch, which I'm not a fan of. There is a chaos to it that keeps you watching. Even on repeat viewings, like I think I've probably watched it twice now. Both times, like it's a compelling watch. I don't ultimately like where it ends or what it does, but it's there's an element to what is being done with the audience perspective it feels like we're seeing something we shouldn't be seeing. And we don't know why we're seeing it. Like, how did this get translated into a format that a wider population could see, to view? And so there is a kind of a ring element to it. The idea that, because I think the ring itself, like, I think the evil trapped on the video is stupid ultimately, but I like the morality tale of, will I continue this reign of terror in order to save someone I love or save myself? That's what was compelling about the ring.
Yeah.
And it's similar as, like, in the case of Cannibal Holocaust, like, there's an element of, like, its reputation has kept me away from it for nearly 4 years until we watched it. Why? Did I actually think it was going to, like, rot my morals or anything like that? Not really, no. But there's a certain inherent chaos to the perception of it, that it's not going to be an enjoyable watch.
Yeah.
It's going to be drudgery. Seeing the worst of mankind, seeing the worst of, like, violence and horribleness, whatever. And I think that's what's compelling about found footage, is that you're going into a film expecting to see images that are, if done well, compellingly realistic, seemingly mundane, and ultimately terrifying. All in 1 hour and a half amount of time. I don't know. It's the philosophical element of found footage is, to me, its most fascinating element. Is, like, what's happening in the viewer? Like, what is this movement away from commentary being in the film to that being stripped away, and us just getting the content itself, the chaos. That's fascinating.
Yeah,
and I think McPherson does well with that. I just wish they had
stuck the landing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I think similarly. I think I would have put aside a lot of the gripes that I had if that final shot was terrifying. I have been known to forgive a multitude of sins for a good, solid ending. And this doesn't have that. So
no.
But you know, I resonate with kind of what you're saying too. Like one thing about found footage that's maybe different than other things is, if it's done well, it draws you into this belief that these are real people, not a play. Even though, like, you know that's true. You know it's actors and things, but it builds on that, and I guess it's almost worse that you want to see, you know, evil done against real people.
Yeah.
You know, than towards you know, actors in a play, you know, and whatnot. And that's kind of a fascinating aspect to it, especially on our end. And as the viewer. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But you would not recommend this film?
no.
No.
If you're interested, watch the first 15 minutes and then realize that that's going to be what it is for the next 45 minutes, and then add to it a disappointing end.
Yeah.
So, I would not recommend this.
I think.
I think Cannibal Holocaust is a slightly better movie.
I would say it's a better film.
Yeah,
hands down. At least it's got it gives the goods ultimately.
Yeah.
I think if you're really a fan of the found footage technique, this is worth watching. Because I think even more so, of course, I haven't seen it in years, but I would say this was even more effectively done aesthetically than even Blair Witch. And so
I think that too.
I think that's the only compelling thing about this movie is the aesthetic. I think they nailed it. So
I almost feel like, just based on premise alone, again, this movie feels like a home video, whereas Blair Witch, I can't really place what that type of movie is supposed to feel like. Like, four friends go into the forest. I guess that's a thing that some people do. I can believe it enough for that, but it's not. It's not as readily believable in that sense, I guess. Also, I did want to mention the rest of the movies we're going to watch. There's one, I think the last one that we're going to watch, I have no idea about, but I think this movie is probably going to have the best found footage technique out of all of the movies that we're going to watch. So, except maybe that last one, because I don't know anything about it. So, who knows?
Yeah. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Because you and I both went into this one having only seen the one. So.
Yeah. I think I've seen two.
Oh, wait. Was it two?
I think I will have seen both of the ones we're going to cover next. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you had seen the other one. I hadn't seen that one.
Yeah.
So, sweet.
All right.
Well, do you have any other words to say about the McPherson tape?
Did
it make you believe in aliens?
No.
Do you believe in aliens, Jamison?
I think that's a tough question because
don't caveat it, just yes or no.
No. I generally just say no.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. You're wrong. That's fine. But I'm just kidding. I have no idea either. The government knows something. Let's just put it that way.
I think the government knows exactly what we know. I actually had a teacher who once gave me a compelling reason why the government doesn't have information on aliens. He said, people don't keep secrets that well, and the government is made up of people. So,
that's fair.
And sure, you could be like, well, there's some things that are classified. Yeah, those are all low stakes things. Like the existence of aliens would be a much bigger deal, and that
no one gives a shit that the government had JFK killed.
Yeah, no,
that's small potatoes. Aliens. There you go.
Yeah. All right. With that, I guess we'll see y'all next week or something.
Some shit like that. Bye.
Bye.